WZYE-TV editorial analysis. We got too much, while the PNM Black base got too little. The message in this image is difficult to ignore. For a decade, from 2015 to 2025, the People's National Movement governed Trinidad and Tobago. Yet a legitimate question deserves to be asked. Did the Black PNM supporters who consistently for years supported the PNM actually receive a commensurate share of the benefits of government? For many working-class and Black lower-income PNM supporters, the answer appears to be no. They voted. They campaigned. They defended the party. They showed up at political meetings and stood behind the PNM through difficult economic times. But many continued to struggle with stagnant incomes, deteriorating infrastructure, inadequate public services, and limited economic opportunities. The PNM had 26.3% of them living below the poverty line, the highest in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. Meanwhile, Trinidad and Tobago's political economy has long featured a relatively small circle of wealthy and influential business interests with substantial access to decision-makers. That is where the phrase, "we got too much," becomes particularly provocative. The issue should not be reduced to ethnicity. The real question is whether political and economic influence became excessively concentrated among a small, well-connected elite. And that is precisely the conversation that WZYE-TV believes Trinidad and Tobago needs to have. Genevieve Hadid's statement can be used as evidence that certain business interests, the 1%, received too much under the PNM. Recent reporting confirms that the Hadid family's business and political connections have become part of a much larger national debate about wealth, influence, and political power. The irony is striking. The people who formed the PNM's political base could spend 10 years waiting for meaningful economic improvement, while questions persisted about whether the politically connected and financially powerful were receiving disproportionate access and advantages. The question can simply be asked, what did the PNM give its Black supporters? And an even more uncomfortable question is, who did the PNM government really work for? The simple answer, not for its Black supporters. Because political loyalty should never mean that ordinary supporters are expected to vote, defend, and sacrifice, while a privileged few reap the rewards. WZYE-TV's bottom line. A government should be judged not by how well-connected its beneficiaries are, but by whether ordinary citizens, the people who work, pay taxes, and vote, actually see their lives improve. And if the evidence shows that benefits were disproportionately concentrated among a small group of powerful interests, the electorate has every right to ask why. WZYE-TV. Caribbean News. No filter, no fear.